Almost as soon as the October 7th war began, Lynn and I began traveling all over Israel to meet with Joshua Fund ministry partners, pastors, ministry leaders, their wives, their kids, trying to understand what was happening, but mostly just listening to what our partners were hearing, what they're seeing, what they're feeling, how we can be praying for them, and of course, delivering humanitarian relief and so forth. At one point, we traveled across the northern tier of Israel, right along the Lebanon border. In Kiryat Shmona, the largest Israeli city in the north, with a population of about 23,000 people, we were struck by one thing: a haunting silence. The city resembled a ghost town. Almost the entire city of able-bodied men, women, and children had been evacuated. After all, since October 7th, Hezbollah has launched thousands of missiles against Israeli cities, towns, villages, and military bases in the north of Israel. Kiryat Shmona had even experienced missile strikes just days before Lynn and I arrived up there. Now, despite the increasing number of Hezbollah attacks, my friend Pastor Israel Allous, his family, and their team decided not to evacuate. Why? Because they wanted to keep delivering boxes of groceries every week to Holocaust survivors and to elderly shut-ins who, for various reasons, either could not or would not evacuate. They also wanted to keep preparing and delivering 300 to 400 hot meals every single day that they cooked themselves and delivered them to grateful recipients who live up there but otherwise would rely on cold canned goods. And of course, Pastor Israel Allous and his family and team wanted to keep praying and encouraging and meeting with the residents of their city and those defending it. They've stayed to be ambassadors for Yeshua, the Hebrew word for Jesus, explaining why he is the Jewish Messiah and answering the many spiritual questions that people are asking as fears of war and death grow and as the North gets hit harder and harder.
We had few soldiers that actually, with tears in there, when they saw this love coming from so many Christians, and for the soldiers to see them, wow, this is melting their heart. What are you doing here? Everybody have fled Kiryat Shmona as you drive here. It's like a ghost town. But they're coming from Germany, from Canada, from Switzerland, from America, from South Korea. It's a great blessing to us. Instead of being evacuated and wait and watch the news, we can do something, work, We can work, we can feed, we can give to the community, we can bless the community. That's what we are called, to be a blessing to others.
So grateful for Joshua Fund partners like Pastor Israel Allous. But I'm also grateful for generous supporters like you that enable the Joshua Fund to invest financially and prayerfully in congregations and ministries led by faithful, devoted, courageous couples like Pastor Israel and his wife Marty. Lynn and I traveled to the north to spend time with these followers of Jesus, and what we learned was sobering. While every single pastor and his wife told us that they were praying for peace, they also told us that they were preparing for the war to get much worse. And they were cautioning their congregations to brace themselves for a massive war with Hezbollah in Lebanon this year. In fact, it's possible by the time you see this message, this war will have exploded into the biggest, most serious war in the history of the modern Middle East. Now, to help our partners and their communities in northern Israel, the Joshua Fund is supplying them with essential emergency items. These include first aid kits, radios, flashlights, batteries, and power bank chargers. Look, we hope that these items won't be necessary, but we remember the Second Lebanon War of 2006, just weeks after the Joshua Fund was literally formed as a new ministry. We remember that in August of that year, Hezbollah fired 4,000 missiles at northern Israel in 1 month, causing extensive damage and casualties. Now, what you need to know is that today, Hezbollah has 150,000 missiles pointed, all of them, at Israel. Okay, so in 2006, they fired 4,000 in a month. But now, if this war goes full on, Hezbollah could fire 4,000 missiles a day for a month and still have 30,000 missiles left over. That's what we're facing. And the pastors we met with They expect this next war with Hezbollah to be far worse than it was in 2006. More deadly, more devastating, more costly, more painful. So I'm asking you to please continue to pray for all Israelis, including Messianic Jews, evangelical Jews, Arab evangelical Christians, as they pray for peace and as they prepare for a potentially much larger, much more devastating, even apocalyptic war in the north.